How's it going, fellas, and welcome to the channel where I kick back, relax and talk NBA 2K. And today I want to talk about NBA 2K22. Not my final review, but we've played it for a few weeks now, fellas, and I've got a good understanding of how well the game is, how good that game actually is, because the cracks are starting to appear, fellas. They really are. The community is starting to break the game in several different ways, and it's really starting to piss me off. I'm seeing post hooks from the 3-point line, fellas. How bad is it getting? Left, right, left, right, left, right, cheese over and over and over again. It's just pretty much 2K22 in a nutshell. It was good when players used dribble moves to get open, instead of just using a player's 94 speed to left, right, cheese through a screen every single play, because that's what it's turned into. Players have found out the cheese. They found out the cracks in the game, and now it's just destroyed it. It really has, fellas. It's getting to the point where it's just not fun anymore, and I'm seriously considering just being a my career player. I really am, and maybe even going over to my team and my GM, because my park or the city or whatever you want to call it is becoming repetitive, dull and boring. So over the next few minutes I'm going to be talking about all the things that I need to see changed when it comes to the city, park, whatever you want to call it in NBA 2K22. So if you like that sort of stuff, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button and comment down below all your thoughts and opinions about NBA 2K22 Next Gen's park, rec, city, whatever you want to call it. Just the my career or the my player thing in general. Not the actual career, but just the city part and the park itself. Anyway, guys, I'm talking out my ass crack. Let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is screens, and more screens. The amount of times I've got to beat a screen 10 times as a play is a joke. I understand that screens are a big part of basketball, fellas. I really do, but it can't overshadow the game itself, because it's getting to the point where I'm hitting 10 screens a play and it's becoming a problem, because they're just waiting for an animation just to take me out of the play. And if they don't get the animation, they don't get open. So they try, waste all the shot clock, and then they throw up a bad shot. But if they do get that animation, they're gonna get it eventually. You know, when I'm hitting a screen 5, 6, 7 times and it's taking stamina each and every time I hit a screen, I'm eventually gonna have none, and then they're gonna get an effective animation because I have no stamina. How about taking more stamina away from the big man instead of the little guy all the time? I know that's not technically realistic, but at least it'll stop it somewhat, because screens need to be less and less effective the more I hit them, fellas, because if I have to hit a screen 9, 10 times in a play, as I said, they're eventually going to get open. But if I hit it 3 times, and then it becomes a little easier, and then maybe 5 times, it becomes a little easier. It always becomes easier. So the more and more they do it, the easier it becomes to get through, because it just gets beyond a joke. It really does, fellas. Doesn't matter what badges or what attributes that you have, you're gonna get caught up eventually. Even if you have Pick Dodger Hall of Fame, it's gonna get you eventually. So I'm thinking maybe after, like I said, after 3 screens, because if you're not good enough to get a good screen after 3 tries, do you really deserve to get a good animation? Not in my opinion. So the next thing I want to talk about is ISO. Players are saying ISO is it much easier anyway. That don't mean shit to me. I want a variety of both, fellas. I want pick and rolls and pick and pops and screens and ISO and just guys running around with their heads cut off as well, because I want variety in the game. If the game's the same every time I play, I don't want to play. Just like the builds, gameplay variety is so important to me. It's just as important as build variety, because I don't want to jump into the same park, as I said, and get the same experience. It bores the shit out of me, fellas. And that's the next thing I want to talk about. Will this game or this experience last 12 months? Hell no, fellas. Fuck no. This game ain't lasting 12 months unless they do something crazy in the battle pass or the season pass or whatever you want to call it. I know mascots are coming, but at the end of the day, there's not much more that they can add. They're not going to change the game with some groundbreaking feature halfway through the year. It's 2K. We know that we're going to have to wait for any big changes to happen until 2K23, because this shit's getting stale very, very fast. And we know that 2K ain't going to do anything to change that. Once the game's out, 2K don't do shit. They really don't. Yeah, it's changed a bit with the season pass this year. Maybe they have had a change of heart, but now the meta's been found, fellas. Here we go again. The same 3 builds, doing the same thing every single game. Boring to play, boring to watch. And I don't think a new dribble animation or a new dunk animation like what Mike Wang was talking about at the start of the season to change the meta is going to do shit. I don't know how players can just do the same thing every single game. Just for what? A go-kart? Or a mascot? Or a thing that calls you a legend? You know? I find it very, very repetitive. I really do, fellas. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. It feels like playing COD with the same gun on the same map against the same team. Sounds fun, right? But it's okay for 2K. That's where people are thinking. That's what people have their mindset. Oh, as long as I'm winning, it's fine. As long as I get the legend, it's fine. Who gives a shit? What about just playing something else or going and doing something else? Because the people that play this game 12 hours a day, my God, I don't know how you do it. And then the people that are doing both gens, wow. I give you credit, but fuck, I don't know. I'd rather hit my head against a brick wall and stick my dick in a vice, to be honest. But, anyway, I digress, fellas. I've talked and raved too much. Let's talk a few final thoughts. And look, the game was good at the start, I do admit. The game had potential. It really did. But once people got badges higher than silver, it became a joke. The higher the badges got, the cheesier the shit become. It really did. And now we're getting post hooks from the 3-point line. You know what I mean, fellas? It's just getting beyond a joke. They don't test the shit and then we have to test it and then the game's broken and it's just not fun. Like I said, the game was fun at the start, but now it's just falling into the same hole it falls in year after year. The community takes over the game with their cheese and crap, and 2K just allow it to happen. They don't change anything. They don't do anything about it. We've just got to deal with it for 12 months and put our hands together and pray that they change it for 2K23, and this shit's starting to piss me off. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. If you do like these rant and raves, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below all your thoughts and opinions about NBA 2K22's Park, City, whatever you want to call it. Leave it all in the comments below. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. I'll catch you later.